build a giant saw that can cut huge slabs of granite. And we're gonna build it almost entirely out of scrap and junk we have laying around, which we have a lot of. And we're even gonna power it with the old engine from our amphibious tracked vehicle here. And if you're wondering why we're building a saw to cut giant rocks, because I have this other property across the valley that is nothing but giant slabs of granite. And we're building a cabin up there primarily out of rocks. So with this saw, we'll be able to cut our own building materials out of what we have on hand. And it's gonna look basically like this. We're pretty much copying the design of this wood sawmill, which I've used to mill my entire house. We're just gonna take this, scale it up a little bit, and make it to cut giant boulders instead of trees. This thing is really quite simple. Obviously, it's just got a gas engine with a belt drive that drives these two big wheels with a big blade spinning around it. And we're gonna do the same thing, except instead of a steel blade with little teeth on it, it's gonna be a cable embedded with a bunch of diamonds, because that's what you need to cut granite. Our first step is gonna be to figure out what we're gonna use as these big wheel pulley things. In this case, they're a giant V-belt pulley with a belt in it, but this has a flat blade. We have a round blade, so it needs to sit inside of a little groove. We're gonna dig around the scrap pile and see what we can find. We have collected a ton of stuff here. Up at Chris's shop, he has a bunch of really big chunks of scrap metal left over from his days of building recycling equipment. So we're also gonna go up there and get some of the big chunks for the main structure of this rock mill. You know, if this was an episode of like Junkyard Wars or some sort of reality TV, they'd be like, no, you can't say we just happen to have it. Nobody's gonna believe that. No, we actually just happen to have all of this junk. Like, yes, there are parts we're gonna have to buy. But like, in reality TV, it's like, oh no, you can't. You have to be like, this might work, because nobody's gonna believe that you just happen to have it. Well, we just happen to have it. All of the stuff. You know how stoked Edwin would be if we just used Chang Li wheels?
Yeah, but we don't have any bearings or sprockets, do we?
I mean, we have Chang Li axles laying around all over the dang place. Look, it's already got a groove. What if we use the Grom rims with a Chang Li tire?
Perfect.
Let's go take a look. Oh yeah, all we'd have to do is make that groove a little wider. Or not even, we could just use one of these grooves.
Exactly.
That's already wider.
Exactly.
We have sprockets laying around and you can buy them at North 40. But like...
QO hub. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All of that goes right onto a 1-inch keyed axle, which we probably have some 1-inch solid stock around. If not, it's cheap and easy to get. Also, it doesn't even have to be solid. Hollow would be more than strong enough. Yeah, we got everything we need there, and then it's all very straight, square, universal, basic stuff instead of weird, random motorcycle. The motor can sit up top, and there can just be, I mean, it could even really be just one big chunk of beam if we wanted it to. You know, one piece of I-beam or square tube or something, a big, huge one.
Look at this, Steven. Look at that.
That's kind of perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just perfect. You couldn't ask for a better fit than that. You couldn't cut it closer than that. Look at that, Steven. You even got the hubcap. Whoa, it's a Chang Li special!
That's pretty nice, isn't it? That's not that much, to be honest. Yeah, I'm ready to get a little more. Yeah.
Are those from my Chang Li?
Well, not your current one, no. Of course not.
Oh, okay. I got the stuff, Chris. Homemade chocolate caramel things.
Wow.
The yoga girls are always making goodies. That's why you marry a yoga teacher, folks.
Is this just a mock-up, or is the
Yeah.
Chang Li really going to be the key component in the rock saw?
I knew we'd never hear the end of this. Yes,
gonna
those
do
are,
it.
those are permanent.
Got the perfect groove.
They have the perfect
No,
groove.
I'll change my mind if you're gonna be like that.
I won't say nothing to you. I might say a couple things to the camera at some point, but you know.
Well, here's the thing.
No,
we have an extremely large quantity of random Chang Li parts. So when you go looking for parts, the odds of finding Chang Li parts are very high.
Yep. But look
Because
at the
they
groove.
break all the time.
Well, I'm taking a field trip with Chris.
Going up to see if we can get some parts out of my shop for the rock saw. A little side excursion.
Oh yeah, this is a two-person piece right here.
I'll get a path into the saw.
All right. Don't lift anything too heavy, Chris.
I had to stop him earlier. He was digging through all his metal over there, and I said, Chris, give me that thing.
Yeah. He's still on the 10-pound restriction, man.
Well, he's definitely been lifting more than that.
He's unstoppable.
Bottle caps, popcorn, and sparkling water.
Have you ever used one?
Nope.
You ever seen one?
Is this the thing they used to cut the steel beams in all those old movies of them building Manhattan?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen it on those documentaries. I love skyscraper documentaries, Chris. I'd be hard-pressed if there was a skyscraper documentary with over 50,000 views on YouTube I haven't seen.
Really?
Yep. Wow, look at that. So that's a fire saw? Fire axe.
Fire axe.
Holy smokes, Chris. When's the last time you cleaned these? Whoa! These glasses make everything look like the Matrix.
Oh, it's kind of green.
Yeah, look at the sky, man. It's full on Matrix. Whoa, these even look like Neo's glasses, don't they? I got it. Hey!
There you go.
Would you just look at it?
The fire axe is kind of handy because you can heat with it, you can cut with it, you can weld with it. Now you can actually do welding like Ethan does with a rod and a little
Really?
different tip on it, but yeah, same thing, you know.
This is going to be the part that moves up and down to change the depth of cut.
Oh, every time we get up to Ethan's property, Chris runs out of the truck and he's like, rocks!
Nice. How many of those did you have? I don't care about that.
I know you don't like it, but I got some here.
That's
so I
good.
can use it.
No, I don't have to listen to you complain. Do you only have two of them?
Yeah,
We have one right here, so.
yeah,
Chris, you really like your little table that came with the guppy, huh?
yeah, because I can roll it
I
down.
told him we could clear off that table and roll it over here for him, and he said, no, I like this one. Doesn't this need to go this way?
Ethan, give me a minute. I'm getting a width measurement so the tire doesn't roll away on you.
I'm just messing with you.
Okay, when you cut this, Edwin,
Uh-huh.
you have to cut it like this.
Oh, I see.
I need to cut an 18-inch piece.
18 inches.
Yeah.
Looks like Chris is trusting you to be cut guy.
I know, he's not even really looking over my shoulder. I guess this doesn't really work very well with the triangle, huh?
Chinese
Just call
car.
that a triangle, Edwin.
Yes. Yeah.
What's it called?
It's a speed square.
Square.
Speed square, yeah. The construction tools, I don't know where my dad got it from, but the
You
construction...
call that a triangle?
Yeah!
Your dad built multiple houses and he calls that a triangle.
Oh yeah, my dad was a contractor for like 10 years.
That's hilarious.
All the tools that I call the wrong thing, I learned from my dad. But he also knows that it is a speed square, but I think he just does his own thing.
It's like a three-sided hexagon.
I'm just gonna cook the blade if I do it like that. Does it need to be like super perfect straight, or is it okay if it's a little... Like,
Pretty straight.
I can get it pretty straight, but the Ferrari, so I don't know if I can get it perfect, you know?
Yeah, just make slots in the in this piece of flat bar. And then just take another piece of flat bar and cut out this rectangle of it.
Yeah.
And that could go around this and be the push-pull, you know, with a
Yeah.
bolt or whatever on it.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, they could just capture it and that could slide back and forth. Let's see.
I can get even closer, huh?
You gotta stop eating popcorn long enough to use your fingers there, Chris. Top left of the screen, see the tab that says manufacture?
Yeah.
Click on that, and then you want to click on design.
Okay.
Now, see this little plus,
Yeah.
green plus up there?
Yeah.
Go click on that. You're gonna be making one of those. So we know that the hole size, we know that you want that to be 1/2 inch, right? For
Right.
1/2 inch all thread.
Yeah.
1/2 inch in millimeters is 13, and then we'll add an extra 0.5 just for clearance. If you cut the hole the exact size with the plasma, it always tapers a tiny bit.
Right.
So I always go like 1/2 millimeter larger. And then, so now you've got your circle. You hit enter, like that. Now, once we get over to here, we hit load on the screen, and then that'll bring up whatever's in the flash drive over here. See the little green dot? That's the center of this cutter in space. I mean, just by eyeballing, we know it'll probably fit in this space, so we can kind of just go down to here and hit 0. And then this is the cool thing about the ArcDroid is you can just drag this around and make sure it fits in the space. You can drag it around and see the edges, and you can see it fits in there. Once you have it in the place you want it, you just hit run, and it'll just cut it out for you. What I do when I'm cutting out multiple is I'll just take the first cutout and I'll just use it to make sure, you know, you can set it.
You just have to go to that corner.
Yep, exactly. You can set that there. Go to that corner, hit 0, and then cut out another one.
Yeah.
How many total do you need?
12. I got 12. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got them all.
It's no secret, gas prices are going up quickly, and what I'm doing to help offset that cost is using the free Upside app. I can open it up, find gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants in my area, get free cash back, and this is real cash back, not some kind of weird point system. You just pay like you normally would, claim the offer in the app, and then you have real cash going straight to your account. There are over 100,000 participating locations, and users earn $1 million cash back every single week on Upside. And you can use Upside along existing loyalty programs like your credit card points. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users.
Download the free Upside app and use code GRINDHARD.
That will get you 25 cents back per gallon on your first tank of gas using the Upside app. When you guys support the sponsors, you support the channel in a huge way. Thanks for checking it out. You'll save a lot of money. Now let's get back to it.
Our little slobber tooth is protecting us from intruders. You're husking up, dog. You're husking up.
Yeah, what does he weigh these days, Ethan?
I haven't weighed him in a while.
Chris might be giving all the dogs a little goodies under the table, huh? We all saw what happened yesterday. Don't act like we don't know.
made a file here to cut out these slots for the bearings on the rock saw. You can cut the slots in there. They're not totally perfect, but that's fine. It's all adjustable, and that's the point. That's gonna go there, and then that'll go there.
So this way we can adjust the tension, basically, right?
Exactly. We can adjust the tension, and we can fine tune the alignment too. If it's wanting to try and climb out of its groove or whatever, we can fine tune it by adjusting one side and then the other, get the alignment of the wheels. The irony of pulling this random chunk of 1-inch axle out of the scrap for this at the exact same time as we're building the new version. This is from the original version of the super electric Power Wheels. Wow.
I was just checking the comments on our Instagram, Chris, and says, just bought some bottle caps at Menards today and thought of Chris.
All right.
Is this a real person?
It has to be. How would they know about bottle caps? About
That's
the
a
snow
genuine
bike?
fan who likes Chris right there.
It's just like a little flange that sits around the bearing block so it can have the adjuster can attach to it so it can push it and pull it. And look, now we have a little scrap to cut something else out of.
I made a little design change here to put the axle, instead of like this, to put the axle down here. And there's still plenty of room, doesn't change the depth of the cut, makes it more consolidated, makes it better all around.
And it makes gravity work in your favor
Yeah.
instead of against you.
Slide mechanism for the bearings.
Don't worry, Chris, I got you. The chocolate one's for Steven, though.
I like the maple ones.
I know, that's why I got 2 of those.
Yeah.
Nice. Apple fritters. Always the answer. Especially from yolks. Thanks, Edwin.
Yeah.
Put a half nut and a regular nut and lock it on the plate. And there's the shoe, and so when this sand back and forth like that for the adjustment.
Not a lot. I think you should just use the use one of the adjusters so you can have it like. Cause the thing is, when you with it being upside down like this, when you loosen it, it like moves in a bunch of directions. So what you ought to do is have it like snug on all the bolts, not like tight, just enough to keep it from flopping around. Seems like it has pretty good resistance to riding up out of the groove.
And the next step is to cut out this excessively fancy engine mount that I designed.
Pretty cool. Yeah. All those triangles are super duper unnecessary, but you know, if you're gonna design a piece on the computer, you might as well make it look cool. There we go. Engine mount plate. Frickin' springtime weather. Sunny 1 minute, snowing the next. Bjorn, what is all this nonsense, huh? Why'd you call in the snow? Come here. Here, come on inside where it's warm. Good boy. Come here. Come on. Come on inside. My son, you too. Fredo, come on. Frederick! Why are you standing in the snow, dummy? Come on. Man, today's weather is very bipolar. Frederick! Today, please! Come on!
Check out the weld now.
I don't think it's enough weld, Chris. I think you need some more.
It looks better.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
So we want 11'3".
Einstein would know. You got to ask him.
Einstein? 11'3", right there. Yeah, that's it, right there, yeah. We're setting up the main rolling table for the saw, and I found a piece of 2 7 shaft that I'm going to use to slide in and out of these pipes, and that will be my up and down with the saw. And then I'm going to use a few sets of these to roll along here so the saw can roll wherever we put it, and that way we're going to make a kind of a solid bed here to set the rock on. That way if the saw moves in any direction, the saw and the table and everything will move with it. Originally we were thinking about just putting the rock on the ground and cutting it, but then if the saw moves or sinks or the rock sinks or something changes, then the cut would be all janky. Right now I'm trying to make the up and down sleeve and shaft for the saw, and we're going to use a linear actuator to make it go up and down. We'll be cutting rocks soon. We're going to call it Roxy.
It's a good name.
A real nice fancy font, and we'll paint it red. I think everybody's heard the song Roxanne. You don't have to leave the red light on.
It's a good tune. I listened to that this morning.
You did?
Yep.
Wow. Well, these are my little truck bases. And these are the wheels that are going to go on there. And we're getting ready to bore the hole through so we can put the axles and the wheels on.
The roller coaster is almost finished, huh, Chris?
Yeah, these guide wheels are on to run along the inside on this trolley, and this is what keeps it all lined up. Got this other trolley all put together, and I got its little side brackets and trolley wheels on it too. So now I'm just trying to put the rest of the cross pieces in here, and then I'm going to start working on the uprights that go up here that hold the actual saw head, and they're going to slide up and down to give different depths of cut. Well, these little guys that I just made are going to go inside of here like this. And then I can bolt the top cross piece on, and then we can take the whole head off if we want. Take it on and off. So these will be welded on inside the pipe, like so, but they'll be inside, and then this is the bolt that holds the top cross piece on. I'll get it centered here pretty good. Look at that, huh?
I'm gonna weld this sleeve in here for Chris. The tubing that we got was just a little bit too big, so just gotta shim it out a little bit.
Now that we have enough materials scavenged from Chris's scrap pile, it's time to build the upright frame that holds the cutting head.
Ready to stand it up and see what it looks like?
Yep.
This part needs to be perfectly straight and square because it needs to roll across the rails, and also the cutting head needs to move up and down on it without binding.
I think we just need to assemble it and see what happens, basically. Like, sure, right now it does this, but will it still do that with a, 800-pound chunk of steel that's tubed onto both sides of it?
I don't think
It might not,
take
it
the bottom
might
out.
make it totally rigid.
Don't go too far.
I went too far.
We'll have to put some stops on here too, huh?
Yeah, eventually. Otherwise it'll go plop and then tip over and... We got a gift box for you here from O'Reilly. Look.
Whoa, look at
A
that.
can of brake clean that you can eat.
Happy Easter!
Thanks.
I'm just thinking that word around town is you might have a little bit of a sweet tooth.
It is?
That is the word around town. People keep sending you candy, so. Look at this little guy. What do you think? Are you gonna be a fabrication duck? A metal duck? Like, where are all my friends? They have gone and left me behind, and I'm in a scary place.
I'll sneak it over to Edwin. He's got his headphones on.
Oh, hello, pocket deck. How big you've gotten. Look at your bill.
Isn't it crazy how fast they grow?
I know.
Thing's like a week old and it's already tripled in size.
Look different by the hour.
Yeah. We are giving away this awesome little K-Truck with a bed full of tools, including an arc droid, and you and a friend get to come rally with us here on the property for a day. Every dollar you spend on grindhardplumbingco.com gets you an entry to win. Go check it out. We've got lots of cool new merch. And also, who doesn't want a K-Truck? This thing's awesome.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to put the cutting head on the trolleys. Just like that. We can set it on there now if you're ready.
Yep.
Are you guys able to carry it, or should I set up something to
No,
film?
Steven, I think you and I should carry it.
Okay.
Look at that. Chris brought some more random chunks of steel down. Hey, I see you found another piece of that 3-inch pipe, huh?
Yeah,
Maybe we ought to just use that because it'll match, eh?
yeah, it would look good.
Yeah. Plus, this is more likely to be useful for other things.
Yeah.
You got this together quick, Chris.
Roxanne's starting to look like a rock saw, Chris.
Yeah.
This is sweet. Wow, Chris, this is so much more than a Chang Li now. I bet this thing could cut a Chang Li in half, couldn't it?
Yeah. Almost.
Chang Li convertible.
These are the top cross pieces that hold this whole mechanism together. This whole square is all bolt on, and that way they can come off, and then the whole head can come off if you have to take it off. See, this thing is right here, just like that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're welding on some stops. I was wondering if you were planning that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you might run it down and be like, whoops!
Yeah.
You're gonna put one on both sides?
Yep.
Yeah. There we go. And the nice thing is, even with all these random welding berries and bits of crap on here, it still rolls really smooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that we have the cutting head mounted on its frame, we need some stops so that it can't roll off the end of the rails. Chris just grabbed a piece of scrap and welded it to the end. On the other end, we're gonna need removable ones because the whole cutting head needs to be able to come off for transport.
Well, we're going to use gravity to make it power itself through the rock, so I jacked it up a couple inches. Just a couple inches, and look.
Yeah, we'll probably need just a smidgen more than that so that it keeps going while it's got resistance, but
Yeah.
that's perfect.
It's not going to take much.
Nope.
I'm jacking it up so I can weld it. I just got to stand on my head to get down under there and weld.
Yeah. That's our Acme threaded rod. Why it's called Acme thread? I have no idea, but it is. And that's gonna be what lifts this thing up and down. So I'll have one on each side. Somewhere, something like this, you know? They'll go, and that'll lift it up and down. The cutting edge of this blade, rope, cable, whatever you want to call it, it needs support so that when you're cutting, it doesn't push like that and roll itself off the wheel. So we have a bunch of these things, and right now there's a spacer between them that's a little bit too big, but the idea is we'll just put them straight together like that.
And then I can just sandwich
Yep. And it'll fit right there in a nice little groove. It's a nice deep groove, and these have a little bit of rubber on them, so it'll, you know, it'll really keep it in there. You just need a little spacer that's like a little bit smaller than that so that they can go together without, because if you just clamped them tight with a bolt, the bearings would get all messed up. So that just needs about a 3/16 of an inch taken out of it. Oh, I see. It's just got a big lock nut there. Yeah, why not? On the plus side, it's also removable easily. That's nice. Take it off, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I like it.
Maybe we can test on this rock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of the goal of this, right?
Cut in half rocks? I mean, yeah, but larger ones. Here, you can have your rock back.
Oh, thank you.
Just looking for a battery to use for this thing. We have many random batteries laying around. This one's at 6 volts, so it'll probably take a charge. So we need it for the starter and also for the water pump to spray water on the blade. So I just ordered a couple of these. They're super cheap little diaphragm pumps, open flow, 2 to 2.5 liters a minute, which should be plenty for this. So yeah, we just need to do a test with that. So I'm just getting the battery charged up. Like Chris said, it's probably way too fast for the RPMs, but I want to see it work, and so we'll just see how it does. I mean,
And we might find out some other problems.
exactly. That's the big thing, is I want to test it so we can just get an idea of how everything's working together, and then we can go back and refine everything. So what I was doing here is making a sleeve that goes over the top of this Acme thread so that it fits this bearing, just because we have a whole bunch of these bearings with housings. And I went through here, and I have a bunch of these drive shafts that go along with these bearings. So I was just making it out of that. And then I was sitting here thinking about it, and I realized I could use that side, and then we have our sprocket mount as well. So work smarter, not harder. behold, Acme to bearing and sprocket adapter. Yep, that's the plan.
Hooking up the hose here.
And those fittings are designed to specifically not need a hose clamp. That's why they're such a pain to get in there.
I know.
They are designed specifically for that hose, but a little bit of lubrication will go a long way to getting that actually going there. Yeah, well, given that that's never going to have any meaningful pressure.
No.
That's about perfect. Yep, couple spacers. Sprocket. Nice. That's extremely satisfying. Now, all we need is a plate to mount it up top, and then to repeat. And we got ourselves raising and lowering. For this one, I've got 2 sprockets. We've got a bigger one and a little one. And the little one is gonna go on the end here, and that'll be what drives the whole lift system. And then this one is exactly the same as the other side. There'll be a chain that connects the 2 from side to side so that they spin at the same rate. That should be just enough clearance for both chains, I think. Yep. Perfect. Number 2, I'm gonna go on the computer and draw up this bolt pattern with the hole in the middle for the shaft, and then we can cut them out with the arc droid. Now I need a whole bunch of number 50 chain. I don't have one big long chunk of 520 chain, but I do have a bunch of short chunks with master links. That's one more step done. Starter works.
Now that's a rock saw.
Sure is. It just needs a rock to saw.
That's definitely a sample from Jurassic Park, man. This kind of is like a Wish.com Jurassic Park now. There's so many birds, man. So many species around here.
This is probably how the Egyptians did it, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. The Harbor Freight motor. The legacy of the Guppy.
That's faster than I thought it would be. Right now we're only cutting a 6-inch wide section. It's gonna slow down dramatically as it gets
the whole thing.
Yeah. I think the speed is almost perfect.
In my head, it was more like set up a camera and go make a burrito and then come back and see it do a couple inches kind of a thing.
It's gonna be really pretty on the inside. Oh yeah. I didn't think it needed to go that fast, but
Here's something embarrassing.
What?
I think that's the fastest I've seen a Changli wheel go, and it's probably the most amount of miles one has done in 20 minutes.
Guaranteed. I would be willing to bet that's already done more miles, those wheels, than any Changli in history.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what it's doing right now is probably the equivalent of like 30, 40 miles an hour, non-stop for like half an hour. Yeah, I mean, it's probably been going for 40 minutes already.
Yeah.
40 minutes at 40 miles an hour. I bet that's more than any Changli's ever done in miles.
Once we get that up to your property, hammock opportunities. You could have it going and just slowly like tighten up your hammock.
Was it just the wheel, or did we lose something else?
Nope, it's just a wheel. It stopped before it got too far.
I think part of the problem is that they spin at different rates. Or they can, you know what I mean? It's probably sometimes spinning this one and sometimes spinning that one. And when it goes back and forth, it wears on them more than it should. Because it really should just be making it spin and not really wearing it.
Yeah.
I say just keep going until that one fails or the cut is finished, and then I'll have these new ones made by the time you're done.
That's like way faster than I thought it was gonna be. I know we keep saying that, but
Chris is so nonchalant about it. He literally just invented a new craft.
and he's like, yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
It's like not as impressive as a Snickers bar.
This'll cheer him up. He's gonna be more excited about this than that.
Yeah. There's a smile.
The water flows through really well, which is what we want.
This thing is so sick, and we're actually very close for the top piece to be completely off. And then we get to see how straight of a cut we're getting for the very first time. I wonder how thin we could go. Now, if you tripped on this, you might nick your head off a little bit. The good old grind hard guillotine. We set this up at the top of that with a quick release. And that is the grind hard guillotine, dude. I've been listening to a lot of French history videos recently. Pretty gnarly, dude. Things happened in France, man.
This ought to do better, I think.
Whoa,
It's got bigger bearings and it's all one piece.
that was fast.
I'll replace this one first because it's now the one that's more worn out.
Dang, that's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you can see there's granite powder in there already.
I'm amazed how fast you cut this granite, because that granite's hard.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, is this
Cuts
the
it
most
really quick.
grind hard thing we've ever built?
Maybe.
It does have plumbing on it.
Well, no, but it's also literally the hardest thing we've ever built because we've never built anything with diamonds before.
Yeah.
And diamonds are the hardest naturally occurring substance.
No, they're not. They're forever.
Well, yes, but that's because they're the hardest naturally occurring substance we know of. Yeah, that's just marketing, Chris.
Well, all in all, I'd call it kind of a success.
I'd call it a very, very great success, honestly, especially for a first test. Everything works very well. Next time, we'll finish up the lift system, do some adjustments, some fine tuning, lop off this murder device of an end here so you don't impale yourself on it. But yeah, we'll finish it all up, get it working even better, and then take it up to the mountain and cut some even bigger rocks with it and build some stuff. So stay tuned for that.
I think that translated to good job on the rock saw.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm talking with a lot more clarity than these guys. These African geese are just built differently.
The other geese would just honk randomly. These ones are always staggered.
Yeah.
Honk, 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 honk. And they're also, their honk is surprisingly close to an oink. Instead of a honk, it's a hoink, hoink.
Yeah.
They're half pig.